He is calmly telling the doctor to turn off life support while she might still be aware, and the kid says she wasn't supposed to wake up anytime soon. How is this normal?
Turn off her life support. My husband's voice didn't shake when he said it. I was lying right there, awake, aware, trapped inside my own body in a hospital bed, unable to move or speak. Machines kept me alive, but I couldn't even open my eyes to prove it. The doctor hesitated beside him, and I could feel something was wrong. This wasn't grief, it was urgency. I tried to scream, nothing happened. He was deciding to end my life while I was still conscious. Then, footsteps rushed in, small, fast. My son. "Dad, why are you lying?" The room went completely silent. The doctor turned. "What do you mean?" And my son's voice, shaking but certain, cut through everything. "You said she wasn't supposed to wake up yet." Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. The doctor didn't answer right away. I could hear it in the silence, the kind that stretches too long, the kind where someone is thinking very carefully about what to say next. Dorian shifted. I knew that sound, his shoes against the floor, controlled, deliberate. He always moved like that when something wasn't going his way. "Elion," he said, quieter now but sharper, "you're confused. Go wait outside." "I'm not confused." My son's voice was closer this time, too close, like he had stepped between them. I wanted to reach for him, to tell him to stop talking, to protect him from whatever this was turning into. But I couldn't move, couldn't even open my eyes. The doctor finally spoke, cautious. "Son, what do you mean your mother wasn't supposed to wake up?" There was a small pause. I could almost hear Elion thinking, deciding. Then he said, "Dad said the medicine would make her sleep longer. He said the doctors would think it was normal." "Medicine?" Dorian let out a short breath, almost a laugh, but it didn't sound right. Too tight, too forced. "That's enough," he said, firmer now. "He's scared. He doesn't understand what he's saying." But the doctor didn't back off this time. His tone changed, less sympathy, more attention. "What medicine, Mr. Voss?" Another silence, longer, heavier. I felt it then, that shift. Something was breaking. Dorian had always been composed, careful. Even in arguments, even in stress, he never lost control. That was part of what made this so wrong, because now there was a crack. "Elion," he said slowly, like he was choosing every word. "You shouldn't repeat things you don't understand." "But I saw you," Elion replied. His voice trembled, but he didn't stop. "In the kitchen. You crushed them and put them in her drink." My heart slammed against my ribs. The kitchen. A flash of memory hit me, standing by the counter, a glass in my hand, Dorian smiling at me like everything was normal. Too normal. Then dizziness, the room tilting, my knees giving out, and him catching me. Not panicked, prepared. The doctor stepped closer. I could hear the fabric of his coat shift, the quick movement. "Mr. Voss, I need you to be very clear with me right now." Dorian didn't respond immediately, and for the first time since I woke up, I felt fear that wasn't about dying. It was about understanding. Because if what Elion was saying was true, then this wasn't a medical decision. This was something else entirely, something planned, something I had walked straight into without realizing. The machines beside me kept beeping, steady and indifferent, like none of this mattered, like my life was just numbers on a screen. Then Elion said one more thing, quieter this time, but it cut deeper than anything before. "You said she wouldn't fight it." The room went completely still again, and this time no one tried to interrupt him. "Say that again," the doctor said, his voice no longer calm, now precise, focused. Everything in the room tightened. Dorian moved first. "That's not necessary," he cut in quickly. "My son is overwhelmed. He's been watching his mother like this for days. He's mixing things up." But the doctor didn't respond to him. "Elion," he said gently, "what did you see?" I could hear my son's breathing, uneven, nervous. He wasn't used to being the center of attention like this. "I saw Dad in the kitchen," he said slowly. "He had Mom's glass and pills. He crushed them." My mind raced, trying to keep up, trying to piece it together. Dorian stepped closer. I could hear it in the shift of air. "That's enough," he said under his breath. "You're scaring yourself." "I'm not scared," Elion said, but his voice shook anyway. "You said it would help her rest. You said she wouldn't wake up too soon." Too soon. Those words echoed in my head. The doctor finally turned back to Dorian. I could hear it in his tone, less doubt now, more scrutiny. "Your wife was admitted after a sudden collapse," he said. "No prior indication of overdose in her records." Dorian answered immediately, too quickly. "Exactly. That's why this is unexpected." But it didn't sound convincing anymore. Not after what Elion had said. Not after that pause. Not after that hesitation. The doctor took a breath, then said something that made the entire room feel smaller. "Mr. Voss, I need you to step outside. Now." And for the first time, Dorian didn't argue right away. The door didn't close all the way. I could still hear him. Dorian's voice dropped the second he stepped into the hallway. Low, urgent, nothing like the controlled tone he'd used inside. "This is getting out of hand," he muttered. Another voice answered, quieter, unfamiliar. A nurse, maybe. "Sir, please wait here." Inside the room, the doctor moved quickly. Drawers opened, equipment shifted. "I'm ordering a full toxicology panel," he said to someone nearby. "Now." My heart pounded harder. Toxicology. This was real.
If he said he wouldn't stop her from fighting, why explain it like an accident? And where does money suddenly fit into this?
Elion hadn't imagined anything. The doctor came closer. I could hear it in his voice when he spoke again, softer this time. "You did the right thing," he told Elion. "I need you to tell me exactly what you saw." "I saw him crush them," Elion repeated. "White pills. He put them in her juice. He told me it was so she wouldn't be in pain." Pain. That word twisted something inside me. Dorian had always known exactly what to say, exactly how to make things sound reasonable. Even now. Even this. The door suddenly pushed open harder this time. Dorian was back. "You're making a mistake," he said louder now. "My wife is dying, and you're wasting time chasing a child's imagination." The doctor didn't raise his voice, but what he said next cut through everything. "No one is turning off anything until I know exactly what's in her system." "No," the doctor added, firmer this time. "Your wife is stable, and right now, she's a potential victim." Victim. Dorian didn't speak immediately, but I could hear the shift in his breathing, faster now, less controlled. "You're overstepping," he said finally. "I'm her husband. I have the authority to make medical decisions." "And I have the responsibility to prevent harm," the doctor replied. More movement filled the room. At least 2 more people had entered. I could hear quiet voices, the soft clink of equipment being adjusted, a curtain being pulled slightly. The atmosphere had changed completely. This wasn't a quiet end-of-life discussion anymore. This was an investigation. Dorian pivoted quickly. "Check her file," he said. "She signed an advance directive. She was clear. No prolonged life support." That wasn't true. The doctor paused. I could almost hear him reading, clicking, scrolling. Then, "This document was uploaded 3 days ago." 3 days. While I was already unconscious. My chest tightened. Forgery. Everything started aligning. The pills, the urgency, the pressure to end my life support quickly. Dad, Elion's voice was smaller now. Are you in trouble? Dorian didn't answer him. Instead, he said quietly, almost to himself, things were supposed to be simple. And in that moment, I felt something break through the paralysis. A spark. A signal. My finger moved. My finger moved. At first, no one reacted. It was too small, too subtle. Then a nurse gasped. Wait, her hand! Everything exploded into motion. Chairs scraped, monitors were checked. Someone rushed to my side. Aurelia, if you can hear me, try to move again. I forced everything I had into that single command. Move. My finger twitched again. This time, everyone saw it. She's responsive, the doctor said immediately. Cancel any end-of-life protocols, now. Dorian didn't say a word, but I could feel it, control slipping completely out of his hands. Within minutes, the room filled with urgency. Blood was drawn, orders were issued, a scan was scheduled. Hours blurred together until finally, I opened my eyes. The light hurt. My body felt heavy, disconnected, but I could see. And the first thing I noticed, Dorian wasn't there. Instead, 2 police officers stood near the door. The doctor stepped closer, his voice steady but different now, careful, deliberate. Aurelia, we ran a toxicology report, he said. There were high levels of sedatives in your system, not consistent with your prescriptions. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. I already knew. We also reviewed your records, he continued. An advance directive was uploaded while you were unconscious. The signature appears to be copied from older documents. Forgery. Confirmed. And there's more, he added. Your husband recently increased your life insurance policy. Significantly. There it was. The full picture. Not panic, not desperation. A plan. Careful. Timed. Almost successful. My throat tightened, not from weakness, but from something heavier. When Elion was brought in, he stopped at the doorway like he wasn't sure he was allowed to come closer. I didn't know, he said quietly. I thought it was helping. I lifted my hand, slow, shaky, and reached for him. You told the truth, I whispered. His fingers wrapped around mine instantly. That was what saved me. Not luck, not timing. The truth, spoken at the exact moment it mattered. Dorian was arrested 2 days later. Attempted murder, fraud, forgery. The evidence wasn't complicated. The timeline, the records, the toxicology, and Elion's testimony. Every piece fit. In court, he didn't look at me. Not once. Months later, I stood back in my kitchen. The same place where it started. The same counter. Elion sat at the table, drawing quietly like nothing had changed, but everything had. Why did you say something? I asked him. He looked up, simple and certain. Because you were still there. I nodded slowly. He was right. And because of that, I still am.
And if a single conversation in a hospital room can change everything that fast, how often does this happen when no one is there to question it? Let me know in the comment section.